Hello, so we are going to talk about databases, and this is the first of several videos that I'm planning to make about databases in the context of programming, not competitive programming. You rarely have to use databases in competitive programming. But anyways, databases is basically like a part of programming, and it's a tool that people use to store user data, to store all types of data, and you're probably using databases every day. Like if you're accessing your bank account, I don't know, your bank probably uses a database to store, like how much money you have in your account and stuff like that. And a lot of companies rely on databases to work. For example, like Amazon, I can imagine that Amazon requires massive databases to store like all those stuff that's on sale and stuff. So yeah, you're using databases every day. And specifically in the context of programming, databases are just like a way to store and fetch and modify data efficiently and safely. And with databases, it might not be like as readable as other data formats that you might use during programming, like for example CSVs, Excel files, JSON, formats like that. Those formats are all like you can modify them, and you can visibly see their content. But with databases, like stuff like that, you can't really physically see the data written in a file. Well, with something like SQLite, you can see like SQLite files, but those are usually encoded in some way. So yeah, they're designed to be more safe and efficient than human readable. And besides being safe and efficient, databases have to also satisfy a variety of they also have to have many qualities to them. For one thing, they have to be able to process massive amounts of data in an efficient time scale. Like they have to do it quickly. They can't keep their users waiting for every query. You can imagine some certain databases like the types of which, for example, Google uses. They have to be able to handle massive amounts of data, maybe like millions of queries per second, something like that. So yeah, massive amounts of data, and they have to do it quickly. And another trait that they have to possess is conveniency. So one of the query languages that people use in the industry is SQL. SQL is a high-level language. The user doesn't have to care about the algorithms that is used to modify and fetch data from the database, and the user doesn't have to care too much about performance and memory safety like you do in low-level languages. So yeah, it's convenient to use. And many databases have to also make sure that it's safe. It's safe from hardware issues, software issues. You can't have back to the bank example, you can't have your bank account reset because there was a power outage at the bank, or a computer suddenly broke or something like that. And it has to be safe from malicious users, so you can't have hackers randomly modifying people's bank accounts. So yeah, it has to be safe, and it has to be reliable as well. Many users have to be able to get data from the database and write data to the database at the same time, like many users at once, without data corruption or unexpected behavior, like one user overriding another or something like that. So it has to be multi-user, basically. It has to be able to support multiple people using it at once. And finally, it also has to be reliable. There can't be too much downtime with databases. It has to be able to run 99% of the time, and it also has to last long. So you can't. So if, for example, if you're just normally programming and writing a program then like the variables that you create, the data structures that you create within the program, in most cases, they just get deleted after the program is done running. But with databases, usually they last longer than the programs that modify it. So a database usually is there like all day waiting for the next user to modify it, I guess you could think of it that way. So in the next videos, I'm also going to be introducing something called the relational database model. And that is one of the models used in today's databases. People use it for storing their data and such. So, goodbye.